Hi, I'm Kyle Freeburn, the MBA Marketing Association President. We are here with MBA Insider Conversations, Practical Knowledge Passed Along. This podcast series features students in the class here at BYU, the MBA program, who are best in class, talking on a variety of topics that can help students prepare and ultimately nail their dream job and be successful in their post-MBA endeavors. Okay, welcome to MBA Insider Conversations, Practical Knowledge Passed Along, brought to you by the MBA Student Association. My name is Kyle Freeburn. I'm the MBA Marketing Association President. Today we have with us Oliver Christensen, the MBA Student Association President, and also our resident tech marketer for the program. So Oliver, thank you for taking time out of your day to meet with us.
Glad I can help out and give back.
So what we're trying to do here is have a one-on-one conversation that other students can kind of sit in on and understand some of the relevant topics that may help them in getting jobs that they want and help prepare to really succeed in the MBA program and afterwards. So today we're going to dive into tech marketing and really have you help us catch the fire of tech marketing, what's unique in that space, and why would students want to consider that over maybe some other marketing functional industries like a CPG or B2B. Maybe you can please
start there. I think one of the important things to remember about the different industries in the marketing world, and something that I know the Ambama team has really worked on helping us all understand, is that there are certain marketing functions that happen in many industries. And one of the exciting things that I see about tech marketing is the chance to do a lot of the traditional marketing functions, but in a space where you're dealing with constantly changing environments. So for example, CPG, figuring out toothpaste is toothpaste.
Yeah.
Whereas in the tech marketing world, you're dealing with products like the iPhone where no one's figured out the perfect touchscreen keyboard.
Right.
And I think that pace of innovation and that pace of change is what really helps me catch the fire about tech marketing.
Right.
You never know what it's going to be like in 5 years. And so being firmly grounded in those marketing skills, those core skills and practices, becomes crucial. So when it came time for me, I looked at my background, and I have a tech background. I was a modern day bricklayer. I wrote code for years.
Nice.
Before moving over into the tech marketing arena. And I saw a great fit with what I love and I'm passionate about, and a great opportunity to be in an area that's constantly innovating and constantly redefining.
Great, thank you. So you were able to intern with Amazon over the summer. Why don't you tell us how you were able to get into that internship, the process, the search, the struggles, and ultimately the success?
Okay, I think tech marketing, coming specifically from BYU and right now, is all about your network. Who are you networking with? How are you finding contacts inside the company who can become your advocates? So for me, I applied online. I went to their website and applied. I applied through e-recruiting. I went to Nishimba and marched up to Amazon's booth and made that appearance. But I also worked through my network of alumni and other students in the program to help get me better connected with Amazon. On top of that, I went with a group of students up to Seattle, took off some class time, and did a personal visit to Amazon to really show them my interest. So I think showing strong interest at career fairs, through visits, and by contacting the company is number one, an important technique.
Yeah.
Networking, getting multiple ins to the company and multiple perspectives on the company is two, very important. And then number three, being really prepared. And I think for the tech world, analytics are a big part of what the tech marketing world, especially the e-commerce and web world, is about.
Yeah.
And so making sure that as I walked into my interviews, I was prepared to talk about times that demonstrated those unique qualities that Amazon was looking for. They look for highly analytical people, and they look for people who can take initiative. And so I worked very hard to position myself as someone who brought value to the company. And I think that's really the lesson that stands with any company. What's the unique value proposition they're looking for,
right,
and how can you deliver that?
Right.
And if you could make that connection, I think that's what made me successful in my search with them.
So in this process, it sounds like you went through a lot of steps, a lot that I think a lot of students are familiar with. Apply online, the black abyss, going to job fairs and standing those lines and feeling that frustration, even visiting the company. What were there signs along the way that said, okay, I'm closer and closer with each of these initiatives? Or were there times where you're like, I don't even know if this is working, but I want this so badly that I'm willing to do everything that I can, even though there aren't any signs of this is actually paying back in some way?
It was definitely the latter. There were not always signs that things were working. There were setbacks. There were times I got emails that said, we're not considering people from non-core schools. There were a lot of challenges to overcome. But that fire and that passion and that drive really pushes you through into a company. And I think it's important to have that and to remember, I was also pursuing a number of other companies at the time because we can't put our eggs in one basket, especially in tech marketing, where it's really hard to break into. And so I was working a lot of different fronts. And so having a lot of moving pieces with a lot of companies and then not allowing those setbacks to deter you and your passion are crucial.
Yeah. So I don't want, at the risk of marginalizing some of the efforts that you did, what was the one thing that you think really helped push you over the edge in nailing that internship with Amazon?
I think in Amazon's case, I knew I needed to get through the process very quickly and to be very proactive. I had, through an alumni, heard that they wanted people to be very proactive and move through the process. So I pushed myself through that process as quickly as possible.
Interesting.
And I think in the end, that really helped show them that I'm someone who wants to push through and get things done. And then as I went through the interviews and showed my thinking, I actually pulled information from an ops class for one of my interviews, right?
Nice.
So, but as I pushed through the entire process, I was able to demonstrate that quality, and I think that made all the difference.
Interesting. So how can students prepare and ultimately nail a job in tech marketing? What are your thoughts?
Wow. That's a good question, and I think I'm going to limit myself to two areas of preparation.
Great.
Number one, understand the sector. You're not going to walk up to P&G without knowing exactly what their products are, who their products' competitors are, what the landscape is like for introducing products in tough economic times, and various considerations. The Latino market, in the US, and other emerging markets around the world. In the same way with the tech industry, know what's going on, and the pace of change and innovation is incredibly rapid. So be familiar and up on topics. Talk to people, share your ideas, develop your ideas so that you can, when called upon, share a unique perspective or a strategic vision on the tech industry. So number one, know the industry. And then number two, network like crazy. These are companies that, as a marketer, I'm going to talk as a marketer coming from BYU, we are a growing program in prominence. And so for us, we're still convincing the outside world of the value that we know that we have. And so being able to network into these companies and express that value and be a strong representation of the brand once you get there is crucial. And so by knowing what's happening, knowing the lay of the land, and then by networking effectively, that's what's going to get you in a tech company.
Awesome. Well, you've been wildly successful in your efforts, and it's great to see that after all the hard work that you've put into, even at times not knowing whether or not it would pay off, ultimately it has paid off, and even to the point of getting a full-time offer. So congratulations. It's a wonderful success story, and thank you for sharing your insights and thoughts into the exciting world of tech marketing and how we can get more students in that space.
Thanks for having me.